this week's podcast. My name is Dante.
And I am Chatterbox Zombie.
All right, now, I would imagine most of you guys aren't rugby followers, but...
Rugby?
Yeah, it's good, okay? Well, in the weekend, though, in Wellington, there was a sevens tournament, so that's the seven-a-side rugby. And as usual, it was as nuts as you could possibly imagine. If you want to go see a city at the best of times, go to Wellington during sevens. Outside of work on the Friday afternoon, we went out to grab lunch. We sat outside and had lunch. They had these dudes walking around in nurse outfits, basically titty wrangling. They'd find a girl, take them up in front of a big crowd. They'd all chant tits out for the boys and count down from 10, boof, tits out. And they did this all day. I'm not kidding. It was about 8 hours of it. It was amazing.
Thus the effects of peer pressure.
Yeah, so this is just outside my work. So it was a really, really fun weekend.
I don't know, you could go to Johannesburg and get some food poisoning while you're at it if you want to see rugby.
Fuck that. That was, 1996?
Yeah,
that was a wee while ago. No one's going to get that except for our Kiwi followers that actually watch rugby. Anyway, let's move on for rugby. It was exciting. If you are planning to come to New Zealand and you want to come during summer, try and plan it to come so you can come to Wellington to see the sevens. Everyone is in costume. I was in costume. I was wearing a blue wig all day and a fucking purple poncho. But yeah, it's pretty mad. But in cool news, I have managed to procure myself a new server, which I'm going to use as a NAS box to sit in the corner. And it's going to be completely RAID, and it's going to have 9 terabytes of space. Yes.
And this is good news, how?
Because it's awesome.
Or?
I can chuck all of my stuff on reliable hard drives that won't die, and they'll be quick. Instead of having my box out there, which has no onboard graphics, so I have to use a graphics card, and if I boot, it won't boot without a screen attached. It's so fucking dumb.
How many terabytes?
There'll be 12 terabytes in total, but I'll be putting them in RAID 5, so a quarter of that's going to be put aside. So it'll be 9 terabytes that I can use. It's going to be cool. So it's about $1,000 worth of hard drives right there. Or grand New Zealand. It's pretty fucking cool.
So $20 everywhere else.
Yeah, probably. And one last thing I wanted to talk about is, as of tomorrow, you're going to start seeing me posting our podcast rather, onto YouTube. So the reason being is I, for one, use YouTube a lot to manage my subscriptions to what I'm watching, to podcasts and things like that. And I realize that a lot of you do too. So fuck it, we're going to put it on YouTube. It won't be released on the Wednesday, it'll be released on the Thursday, purely because I do enough on Wednesday afternoons as it is. We just started recording this now, and I'm not going to actually post it for another 3 or 4 hours, so tomorrow will be the day that you'll get it if you do want to watch it on YouTube, or listen to it on YouTube.
YT.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool. So I reckon, I think it's a good idea. Some people might not think it's a good idea, but anyway, I got my own channel up. I did post a video to it last week, which was kind of funny. So go have a watch. I'll put a link in the description and the thing. But yeah.
How was that game that you got and made a video of?
So quickly, a bit of perspective. Last week we were talking about Fortune Summoners. In the middle of the podcast, I went and bought it for $15 on Steam. It's shit.
Why?
It's so fucking hard and frustrating.
It looks adorable.
For you, people like you'd love it and hate it simultaneously, because I know you're a completionist, and I know you dig, making sure everything is perfect and done right and all that sort of shit. When I was playing, I had to advance the next part of the quest, and I have to go to 2 different places, both of which I cannot go to, because the first one I go there and there's guards saying, no, you can't go here. I go to the next place, and it's like, guards like, no, you can't go here. So somewhere in between, I have to talk and find someone that's going to let me there, but I have no idea who. I don't know if there's...
Use the friggin' Pokemon method, man.
Talk to every single thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, and I don't want to. It's really annoying. So I'm assuming there's like a mayor or someone that's going to let me through, but I can't find them. I don't know where they are, and it's pissing me off. So I've spent probably about 4 or 5 hours in the game now.
How old is that girl supposed to be?
She's like 8.
That's awfully young to be carrying around like a giant broadsword.
Apparently she was like real boss at sword fighting at her previous school and shit, and all the kids at school were like doing fucking magic and summoning fire and shit. And they're like, wow, you can use a sword. And she's just like, bro, you got fucking fire coming out of your hands and shit. It's quite cute. But
you notice how in like fantasy set JRPGs, they never have katanas, they always have like broadswords and long swords and shit.
And in Western RPGs, they have katanas.
You know why?
Why?
Role playing.
Play something different?
Yes. Which
Yeah,
is why everyone who's a chick online is a guy. And everyone who's a guy online is a guy.
Yes, pretty much.
Demographics. Interesting stuff.
It's quite scary, actually, to be perfectly honest. Did you hear much about the Red Letter Day? Anything?
Rings a bell. No, not really.
So that was the starting Saturday, I think it was Saturday. They decided, the internet conglomerate, decided that they wanted to push Half-Life 2 to one of the most played of the week in the Steam stats. And basically everyone jumped on and played Half-Life 2 as much as they could during the day to basically get the idea out there that people still love this series and we still want to see Half-Life 3, but we're being basically backhanded by Valve and they're just not telling us anything. So a lot of people got together to play Half-Life 2 to basically send a message. And it was really quite cool. I mean, people like Notch, I think, played like 7.5 hours according to his Twitter, which is ridiculous. But yeah, so I think it's a good idea, and I like seeing people get together and really try and make voices heard, basically. You can yell and, vomit at Steam and Valve, rather, and they won't do anything. They'll just say, whatever, we'll release it in our own time. But, we really, really want to see Half-Life continue.
Patience is a virtue.
I
got to admit, though, I want to know what happened to Bill Cosby. Because you know how at the end of episode 2, Bill Cosby died?
Eli.
Bill Cosby?
Yes, okay.
He's like, Alex, don't watch with the brains and the sucking, oh no.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby. I never actually thought of him as Bill Cosby, so now every time I go fucking play the game, I'm going to see him and go,
Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Damn it. Another funny thing that came out of the internet conglomeracy was 4chan and Reddit decided to
play tribes,
which is fucking funny.
Scrubs, god damn it.
And 4chan's V were basically living it up, saying, we just got a bunch of fucking virgins from basements that have never played together. The person leading the whole bunch had a furry avatar. They're all a bunch of drop kicks. They let Reddit win the first 2 games, and then they just doucheballed them for the last 3. So it's kind of sad to see 4chan win, but I've got a funny feeling they've understated their actual team. But I could be wrong, knowing the people from V. But quite funny, and I'm a bit miffed that 4chan won, to be honest. You want Reddit,
internet win.
Yeah, you want Reddit to win, but it's no surprise that 4chan's won. That's what I'm going to say.
I don't even want them to compete. That's just.
I think it's cool. I reckon things like this just sort of keep like a friendly rivalry between the two.
Reddit thinks 4chan is awesome because they're like crazy over the top bullshit, and 4chan hates the shit out of Reddit.
4chan hates the shit out of everything, man.
They do, but you've seen that friggin' thing, and it's just like these 2 guys, and like from 4chan, like talking, like and they tell a joke, and this fat guy walks up to next to him, and it says Reddit on his shirt. He's like, and then he says the punchline again. He's like, and like, you didn't even hear the joke. He's like, it was my joke. 4chan just feels very juvenile to me.
It is.
Apart from giving the whole pornographic, D-list evil shit where they go and hunt people down in real life.
Yeah.
That's not juvenile, that's just creepy.
Still, I think it's cool that the internet do have these little skirmishes, I think that's cool. I reckon that's cool. Fuck you. I also, knowing that Syndicate's coming out on the 24th of this month and Mass Effect 3 is coming out on the 30th, I think, I wanted to do a giveaway. So first of all, I thought, okay, I'll do a Mass Effect 3 giveaway. That'll be awesome. I know a lot of you people are going to want that game. I certainly do. It'll be fun. But I cannot gift the game on Origin outside of my country.
Legit.
Nor can I gift the game if I already own it on Origin.
What?
The problem is Syndicate is also released on Origin. So I cannot give away either of those games. Which is fucking annoying. So I cannot do a giveaway for either of those games, unfortunately. What I plan to do instead is the Kingdoms of Amalur, which a lot of you do want. It's not as big name, but it's on Steam. I can easily gift that out to people. Unless you guys have a better idea. If you do have a better idea of something you would like to see in the next month or so that I do a giveaway for, let me know, because I'd rather do something people want than just making up shit. You know what I mean?
Right. That came out just like a day or 2 ago at Kings of Amalur.
Yeah. And a lot of people giving it praise, and I kind of want to play it, but haven't got it.
It looks ugly as sin, like just the character animations.
Still. I won't be playing it, because you know what I'll be playing?
Derbidib 3.
No, Skyrim.
Derbidib Skyrim.
Hi-Res Pack came out today alongside the Creation Kit, and a lot of us have been waiting a long time, since November. You can go back through the old podcast and you'll find me waiting for the Creation Kit. It's going to be awesome. I've got a couple of mods in mind that I really want to get into. I have a development background, plus I know how to use modding tools, so it should be pretty good if I get it to work. I really hope I can figure it out. My couple of mods. I'm not going to tell you what they are because other people just take the idea and they'll do it better than me, so fuck.
As long as you're already killing children.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's already killing children. And I'd like to see a couple of people do some, like, Dragon Bone hammers or great axes or something. That'd be kind of cool. But
what happened to the prospect of making, like, an MMO mod for Skyrim? You know?
Well, it's entirely possible. It's just going to take a long-ass time.
And a lot of money.
And probably a couple of teams, yeah.
But people love that fucking game, that's for sure.
Well, it's cool. And, I mean, I love that they're releasing mods. I really, really love that they're releasing modability, and I've got it so tightly integrated with Steam Workshop. Because you look at games where they used to have mods, Call of Duty 4 is one that's popping to mind, how awesome it was because they had mods, and then they stopped modding the game. All of a sudden, they lost a massive portion of their core audience. You can't have things like Paintball mod, which is just fucking amazing. You can't have gun game mods and shit like that. So,
well, that's one of the defining, assets of PC gaming, modding.
Exactly. We live on mods. We have the ability to do amazing things. We have the power on our PCs to be able to do these things, and they take it away from us because they want to control their game and control the fun. Now, you did a post on Resident Evil Revelations.
Yeah.
Now, I'll ask what you think of it in a second. There's a couple of things I want to raise with it. But the first one is the screenshot that you had with the dude with the gun.
Dude with the gun, that's really distinctive.
You know the one where he's looking at the gun saying, fucking close up on the pistol, whatever it is?
The scanner.
Yeah. What the hell is that fucking, the barrel?
It's not a gun, it's a scanner.
It looks like ridiculous.
It's not a gun, it's a scanner.
A scanner for what?
Everything. You scan everything. It gives you gamma radiation. It gives you radiation, but you bring it up and it's got like the little green fucking gamma pixelated screen.
Oh, okay, so that was for the outline.
You scan enemies for data and you scan environments for ammo, and there's hidden handprints which you have to find and shit like that. It's a scanner.
Oh, right.
Genesis scanner.
It looked ridiculous when I saw it. I couldn't figure out what the hell it was for.
What do you think it was? A fucking...
It looked like some sort of
targeting
torch gun. I'll shoot you with lights.
No, it doesn't do any damage if that's what you're asking.
Now, you said that you actually recommended the game.
Yes. It's if you got a 3DS... it's the best showcase for what the system can do, It's fucking beautiful to look at. It handles great. It's a lot of fun. And it's got some online co-op. Really great, too.
That's
definitely worth picking up. I'm not just saying that because I'm an RE fan. It's, a good RE game. It's not the best, but, yeah, definitely recommend it, RE.
One thing that popped up for me was the New Game Plus mode, and I, for one, dislike New Game Plus.
Well, it's not like you have to use it, but yeah, I get that.
Yeah, the whole concept of, you play through it, now you can play through it again with all your current equipment, kind of annoying. I mean, sure, a lot of games relied on it. For example, like Diablo series had 2 New Game Pluses, But the whole idea of New Game Plus just frustrates me. It's basically developers saying, well, we've ran out of gameplay, we'll just let you do it again so you can have your own fun. I mean, the idea is you want to make a game that's more fun, or as fun, to start again from scratch and play through it again.
Usually I'd agree with you, but there is no sort of chapter select mode for the main story campaign. Once you've beat that last boss, that's it, it's six you back at the beginning again, no option. So if you just did that, suddenly, out of nowhere, all your shit that you've collected is just fucking gone. Then at least the option's there, but yeah, it's an awkward design choice either way, I guess.
Yeah, I see where that would be kind of useful. I don't know, I just like the concept of New Game Plus.
Is that your whole bitch about that gun? Is that really what you want?
I wondered what the fuck it was. I couldn't figure it out. It was annoying.
It's a scanner.
I know now.
Did you see the screenshot and there's the nerd on the computer and there's the giant silhouette of some retarded monster behind him?
Saw that.
Yeah, because there's these invisible giant frog things that you can't see. So you have to scan them to pick up their heat signature.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, good stuff.
Beats taking on guys in grass skirts, though.
It's not scary. I don't know if you've watched any reviews, you probably haven't, but there've been a lot of people saying, it's a return to the horror format, because it's edging back towards more survival horror style rather than RE5, which was pretty much a straight up action,
Yeah.
But it's not scary, really. Probably the scariest moments in the game are right at the beginning when you're first working into this abandoned fucking cruise ship, everything's dark. And while you're walking along the air ducts above you, they're fucking creaking, suddenly boom. But yeah, not scary.
I guess it's down to, like you said in the review, that you don't have that sense of lack of control. Basically, you can be in control. Was that your wording? Was it?
I said it doesn't make you feel vulnerable.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel vulnerable. That's it. You get games that, like Fear, for example. When I play Fear games, you always have that control. You always have these amazing guns and machines, like that robotic thing that can shoot rockets at auto regen and stuff. You can't be scared and things like that. But like Amnesia, where your only weapon is a torch, and things are attracted to the light. I mean, you are so vulnerable. You have no control. It's just sheer panic the entire game, but people seem to have lost it. I guess people are so action-oriented now that they can't really do without the gun shooting, fighting, shit like that.
Yeah, and you don't even need, the monsters and the mortality issues that come with something like Amnesia, like if they see you're going to die, that's the fear that's coming in.
Yeah.
But you can get that just through something like, atmosphere and something a bit more simplistic, like Limbo, Like Limbo was generally creepy,
Yeah, Limbo is great, though, let's be honest.
Limbo, it's not a survival horror. It's a simple 2D puzzle platformer, but it made you feel vulnerable. It made you feel fucking hopeless.
It made you feel really alone, and when you finally weren't alone, everything was trying to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. And Ari doesn't do that. Still a great game. Still fucking probably the best game on the 3DS at the moment. Lots of fun, shooting constantly, and probably one of my favorite features about it is the raid mode. It's great.
Yeah, you did mention that. Yeah.
It's like a mini RPG within Ari, and you get XP by shooting stuff.
And I had to check with the bum.
Oh, yeah, Jessica. Did you complete the sentence?
Yeah, yes. I also wanted to point out that you raised a good point. Was it earlier? Yeah, it was yesterday. That we should be doing a blog about DRM. Now, it's an ongoing hatred in gaming with the whole DRM solutions to things. Like, the Ubisoft solution is to force you to activate only once and constantly have things running in the background, pinging remote servers. It's frustrating as shit. So I want to do a blog about basically the pros and cons of DRM and where you can do it right and where you can do it wrong. I mean, the obvious choice is going to be Ubisoft versus Valve, but I'll hopefully diversify it quite a bit more.
The base argument is if you want to do it, you got to provide a better service than the pirates.
Yeah, and the problem is most game companies don't realize that. They just think we need to stop people stealing our game, and that's where the problem is, and that's what we kind of got to raise a little bit of awareness for. I won't buy a game that is frustratingly difficult to play because of DRM. I mean, Origin games alone piss me off to the point where I don't really want to play them. I mean, I'm getting Mass Effect 3 because I love the series, but it's just like, why am I doing this? I have to use Origin because they don't like Steam, or they don't like using Valve Steam. Seriously. You can't gift things on Origin. What the fuck?
They obviously don't care about sharing and caring.
No, well, it's digital download, digital distribution, digital downloads. Why the hell can't you gift? And why the hell can't you gift outside of your fucking country?
In case you're giving it to terrorists, duh.
Yeah, of course, because terrorists really want to play Mass Effect 3.
I'm sure I could find one.
Yeah, so and this is a perfect example, actually, of how DRM is stopping a game being used to its full potential. It's doing less than what the pirates could do. So most of the time people go pirate those games now because it's easier to get access to.
Well, there's one straight up revenge for them being a dick.
Yeah, and fully deservedly so. I mean, I know a lot of people now that still will not touch games on Origin. Even though they love the Battlefield series, shit like that, they will not touch it because of Origin. And rightfully so. It's a pain in the ass. They've implemented a system. They've done it wrong.
Do you know what came out this week? Sort of was The Darkness 2.
I did read about it. Don't know much about it, though. Is it any good?
Have you played the first?
No.
Came out years ago, man.
Yeah, 2004 or something? Or
yeah.
Earlier.
Something like that. 360, I think. Whatever. I haven't heard much about it either. I haven't played the original, but I thought it looked kind of cool. I like this idea of quad wielding,
Yeah, I saw that.
You have your two hands, you use your gun, or you can use two guns, and then you have these two friggin' nasty-ass eel tentacle monsters over your shoulders, and you use them for, like, melee-esque finishing moves and execution moves and stuff. So I really like the idea of having, freaking 4 appendages to do your bidding and stuff. And it'll be really interesting, especially on, like, saying, I'm not a fan of console aiming, but you can imagine having, like, the 4 shoulder buttons and how that could work.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
But apparently it's being met with pretty average reviews, very linear, apparently.
A lot of people I did read was saying it doesn't keep true anything to the original. I don't know how true that holds
game
up.
Or the original graphic novel?
No, the original game. So apparently it doesn't hold up anyway to the original game. So, it's going to piss people off. It's the same as Syndicate did the same thing. So, it's too actiony. But I don't know. I haven't actually played the game, so probably shouldn't comment.
Legit.
Are you going to get it at all, or?
Oh, nah, fuck that.
Yeah. It's not enticing. I've got too many games to play. I guess I have no idea what's coming out between sort of April and August. So I'm going to figure out what the hell is going to go in there. I assume like Guild Wars 2 or something's going to randomly appear, but between those, nothing to play.
CSGO.
Oh yeah, we've got CSGO, true.
I'm going to play that shit.
Hell yeah. Got way too many fucking hours sunk into Counter-Strike in the past. So, I kind of realised that I had completely forgotten about Fate Zero.
Good job.
I mean, you did mention that it was a 13-ep series, and I was adamant it was a 26-ep series. We were both right. It was a 13-ep series, then there was a break, and then it starts again in April.
Oh, really? So they did a whole Christmassy thing?
Yeah, and it just sort of dawned on me the other day when I went, holy shit, I was pretty sure I was watching another anime. Oh, wow, I was watching Fate Zero. What the hell happened to that? In my mind, it was so average and so dull, I completely forgot it was being released. There was no hype. Usually I'll wait every week, for the anime to come out, but just completely forgotten.
That's kind of ironic. The Holy War took a break over, like, Christmas.
And I honestly have no idea what happened in the last episode. I can't remember it.
I bet you Saber was untalkative.
Yeah. So, fuck knows what's happening with that series. Apparently it's starting it up in April, so maybe in a month or two I'll start talking about it again. All right. Well, I wanted to talk about Sword of the Stranger, which I know you reviewed, and you probably got some things to say about it. But one thing I wanted to bring up is that my brother was reading the review. My brother, not being an anime fan, he's sort of restricted to the usual Dragon Ball Z and the usual really, really hyper mainstream anime. And he's basically come to me and said that Sword of the Stranger looks like something he would watch. And I kind of have to agree with him. I watched Sword of the Stranger last year sometime. I think we talked about it on a podcast once. And I thought it was amazing. I really did. It was a very cool action anime. It had some weird fucking undertones and immortality and magical fucking bullshit. But the whole rogue samurai versus crazy white Chinese guy was just a really, really cool thing to watch. And it seems that it's not just me as an anime fan that would actually enjoy seeing that. It sounds like a lot of people that aren't anime fans would like to see it. And it makes sense. I mean, it's just almost pure action. There's none of the usual anime stuff that you're used to seeing.
No, there's no, Mog, yeah. There are a lot of people who enjoy the whole samurai idea, outside of anime fans.
Yeah, and deservedly so. It's pretty cool, sort of.
Yeah, people like samurai, it's just, lone swordsmen. Who doesn't like sword fights? Sword fights are cool. People have liked sword fights for friggin' ages.
Yeah, and it makes it even cooler is when you get the cross-cultural sword fights, I guess. Everyone's always down for that.
I watched that movie with, like, a mate of mine, and when they spoke in friggin', I think it's Mandarin, don't quote me on that, like, he laughed because it was Japanese people speaking it. And so apparently English isn't the only language that they put into anime.
So it's like the English of China. Oh yeah. My god, that'd be horrible. It's like fucking Japanese people speaking German. That cracks me up.
Oh yeah, I love that episode of Evangelion.
For some reason, when I thought about it, I was thinking of was when they were singing that fucking song in Gunslinger Girl.
Oh yeah. No, don't you remember that episode of Evangelion where they get in Asuka's Ava, and she's got the operating system set to German as base?
Oh yeah.
And she gets in, she's like, as she out fooding. I'm like, it's so funny. Either way, I don't know what you're saying. I've been watching Samurai Champloo.
Really?
Mm.
Have you seen it before? Or is it...
No.
That's cool. I like it. The theme song is amazing.
Which one? The opening quote rap unquote song?
Yeah. And this is coming from me.
It's fucking awful.
I hate rap, but I reckon that theme song is actually really cool.
It's like it's not even rap. Why you like it?
I don't really like the rap. I just like the backing track, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, the bass.
Yeah, and it's just a really, really awesome, solid beat. I like it. But it's a cool series. It's really dumb, ridiculously cliche, but the whole rogue samurai versus super awesome samurai is just hilarious.
I love that. It's sort of an ongoing thing. You don't get a hell of a lot, but when you just get like 3 or 4 strangers, the complete strangers, they've never met together before, and through some circumstances they're all going together, and maybe they're traveling. It's got a great sort of feel-good vibe to it. You know, you learn a lot about the characters, and the characters themselves learn a lot as well. You know, there's no secrets hidden between themselves because they're all strangers, really.
How did that start? Was it they were looking for like a sunflower samurai or something stupid like that?
The two guys, Mugen and Jin, you know, one's a freaking crazy retarded guy from Okinawa, and he's got like he does breakdancing sword fights.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And Jin's just like typical serious glasses samurai. They're like going to kill each other and they both get sentenced to execution. Fu, the girl, breaks them out, and then she makes them. They flip a coin, and she goes, "If it's heads, you can kill each other like you want to, and if it's tails, then you know you got to come to me to Adolf so we can find this guy." And it landed on tails, so they went out and did that.
And it's a pretty cool series, to be honest. It's less anime oriented, more it's more action oriented for the people that aren't anime fans, I guess.
It's pretty funny. It does I don't know. It jokes around with adult themes, sort of the way Michikoto Hachin did.
Yeah.
Like they spend every third episode in a brothel.
Yeah. Stealing food.
Yeah, like they're walking along and friggin' they've just been to dinner and Fu-chan the chick is just eating her friggin' weight times 8 in food. And like, so every time she eats, she gets really huge and fat, and like an hour later, she's back to normal. And they're walking past the red light district, and the two guys like, "Fuck it, bail in." They go in, and then she tries to go after them. They stop and like, "Oh, we're not allowed in the red light district." And I'm like, "Lol."
Have they got that episode with the gay samurai who was chasing Jin?
Yep.
That was weird. That whole speech in the bath was just like, wow, this is awkward.
Nah, it's a really cool series. I haven't seen it yet. It's one of those gaps in my knowledge that I have amongst everything. But it's quite old, isn't it? It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, and it's not super popular either, but it is cool.
Definitely deserves more attention than it probably gets, I would say.
Yeah.
Then continuing on for what I'm watching, I want to talk about ZNT a bit. You know ZNT?
Yeah, I know ZNT.
So it's Skyma. Friggin', it's getting into like a real mellow tone. You know, it's not doing a hell of a lot. They sort of started up a big war that finished in one episode because one guy got shot.
A war started because a guy got shot.
No, a war started because one country was going to invade another, and then they went up to his airship and shot him, and then the war was over.
Wow.
And then they spend the next 2 episodes pissing around, which is great. And that's what ZNT's about. But Saito and Louisa's relationship is freaking weird, man. It's weird because like it doesn't happen. This doesn't happen in anime, you know. You don't get characters who are like actively dating or going out, and it doesn't show you them a lot. Like, think about usually when you see a comedic anime of any romantic sort of relations, who's the one with the boyfriend? You know, who's the girl that she has and her boyfriend actively goes out with them? It's usually like the best friend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
there's always a love triangle or something like that going on.
Yeah, but Saito's got his freaking pick of the litter, but yeah.
But in this case, it's actually a solidified relationship, which doesn't fucking sit well with any other anime.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they keep going all over it. You know, 1 minute they're just all over each other, and it's flirty and friggin' ridiculously, ashamedly, it's kind of embarrassingly awesome. But then, like, they'll friggin' have the pettiest friggin' fight and run off in directions like the 2 little 15-year-olds that they are. And then by the end of the episode, they'll get back together again. It's friggin' crazy, like, up and down shit. Like, this is the sort of, I don't know, the sort of anime you could introduce, like, a Harry Potter fan to, and all that would be different is, like, how they're so crazy in love and then not, and then are again.
That's crazy. How long are the episodes? Sorry, how long is the season?
So the final season, I'm assuming it's only going to be a 12-ep series. The previous 3 were, I think.
I was going to say, because if it was more than a 12-ep series and that shit was happening every episode, I'd smash my head into the desk.
I love it. It's weird. It's so rare. You don't get this in anime a lot, you know?
I guess.
You don't get couples. At least not until the end. You don't get someone who's like a couple from like the get-go, and then just arguing and bitching the whole time. It's weird. You'd think it would do so well without the magic aspect, but the magic definitely gives it a flavor.
Well, that was always the thing about it. There's the magic, and what was his fucking sword's name? Gandalf.
I know, but it talks.
Yeah, there's a Gandalf, and then there's an R slapped on the end to avoid copyright.
And probably just one more other thing that I want to talk about regarding the anime world. It's not so much what's your favorite genre, but what sort of how should I put this? What sort of themes do you enjoy the most that come up in anime?
This is a tricky question, and I thought about this a while ago as well.
I know some people that just rush in and go freaking giant robots and shit, but no, not everyone's like that.
We know historically that I absolutely adore the slice of life high school anime. That is really, really where I'm set. And I'd probably say that's the thing I like most about an anime is I will watch anything that's usually got that sort of theme. However,
Right.
I got to say the whole love triangle anime shit is growing on me, like the high school dramas. So I started watching a lot of them now, and going away from the usual slice of life comedy towards something more intense. It's quite, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's my favorite yet, but it's certainly creeping up on me. What about you?
I'm a miserable fuck, and I like all the bittersweet stuff that leaves you feeling like shit.
Like Chrono Crusade.
Or Aeon Podcast.
That shit left scars, man.
Or Toradora. I love Toradora. I think it was great. It's got really intimate, detailed interactions between the characters,
Yeah.
Like, friggin', I just remember that one scene where, what's the name? Ryuji's trying to talk to Tiger, and she's totally uninterested, totally doesn't even aware that he's, coming on to her. And he's just like, oh no, don't leave yet, trying to stall her. Oh, look at my parrot. And she's like, oh yeah, what's up, ugly parrot? And the parrot's like, wow!
The parrot was awesome.
Yeah, and every time I talk to someone about Toradora, I tell them how, friggin' sad, and every time I hear the, either of the ending themes, they're both miserable.
Yeah.
Salt and Orange. Every time I hear both of those, I get friggin' choked up because it just brings back that. And they ask me why, like why it had such a happy ending. But sure, they had a happy ending, they got together and end, but it wasn't a fucking easy piece of cake walking the park up until there, was it?
No.
It was a fucking miserable, tense, full of tension, arguing, and even betrayal, like he wanted to get with the redhead originally, and she just fucking turned him down flat in his face.
I actually recall a while back talking about this, and I can't remember what the anime was, but we had a decent argument about it. I was pissed off that the anime didn't have a good ending, whereas you were saying it was beautiful because of it. And it's taken me fucking ages to figure that out.
It was Idia.
Was it Idia?
Yep.
Because I remember just going, what the fuck? That's right. Yeah, that's right. Fucking dumb. I didn't like it at the time. You can appreciate it now when you're looking back on it, and perhaps if you're looking for that aspect in an anime. But at the time, I was watching, things that ended well. I was so used to seeing things that, relationships got together, they saved the world. But at the time, it was like, you watch that and you get frustrated because you've watched... I mean, Idia was sort of an exception to the rule. It was only 6 episodes over a year or whatever it was. But when you watch a series like Chrono Crusade for 24 episodes and then, poof, big shit happens, it is frustrating as shit to watch. But it takes ages for you to understand that that's a style. That's what it's trying to get a point across. And I don't know. It's taken me this long to sort of understand it.
Yeah. And it's not so much becoming rarer these days, it's just becoming more submissive, They're not trying to do as much anymore, which is a bit of a bummer. But yeah, though, it's definitely the more socially driven character interaction anime that definitely drive me more, which is why I like stuff like School Days and, Toradora. Midori no Hibi is a great one.
Yeah.
That has got the stupidest fucking setup you could possibly imagine, but it's actually a decent anime,
It was a decent anime. It was ridiculous and over the top and like the fuck, but yeah, a very good anime.
I was proud of myself once because I convinced a total anime novice who never watched anime before to watch that.
And?
Well, how you describe that synopsis to someone? It's like, oh yeah, this is a guy, but his hand is not a hand, it's a chick.
Well, it's also like, it's a dude in the first episode, his hand's called the demon right hand, he punches like a fucking beast, and then it becomes a girl.
It's a girl. It's actually the result of a complicated Japanese pun.
Is it?
Because if your girlfriend's your right hand, then they make your right hand into an actual girl. Yeah. Simple.
That's stupid.
It's stupid, but it was enough to make a 12-episode series. It was relatively good, so whatever.
It was, yeah.
Are there any... This is totally spitballing. It's just because I watched the Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge series last night. It was hilarious, and you were there. Are there any, product tie-in anime that you've really liked over the years?
Product tie-in anime, like merchandising fucking anime.
Yeah, like that's totally Jap. They freaking make a whole animated series about stuff, and some of them go on to be really popular. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a huge fan base. It's about a stupid card game.
I'll be honest, Pokemon possibly, but mostly Transformers when I was fucking knee-high to a grasshopper.
Really?
I don't, you know me, I don't collect shit. Everything I've got, I haven't bought. I got a bunch of posters here you gave me, a bunch of fucking figurines that I didn't buy.
Minis.
Minis. And I have a figurine, where the fuck it is, somewhere in the room. I don't get the whole, I don't collect shit. I collect games, but it's digital and it's in an ordered list. I can order shit. I don't have places to order shit in real life.
I used to like product tie in anime, but it never drilled in the actually wanting the product itself, so that's kind of bad for the marketing team.
Yeah, bit backwards.
If you ever watch the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, like just the English dub, it's fucking amazing. Like it doesn't even make you want to buy the cards. It's just entertaining to watch.
I remember
It makes no sense.
I remember playing the PlayStation games for that.
They were hard.
Yeah. So expect to see us on YouTube on Thursdays. You can subscribe. I'll chuck a link in the description on our site. That's purely so you can, if you want to watch on Thursdays, you can. If you want to watch on YouTube, you can. I know a lot of people do like that. But otherwise, this has been Dante.
And Shadow.
And we'll see you next week, Wednesday/Thursday.